Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another episode of High on Rugs. Today I would like to introduce you to my best friend in the whole world. His name is Frodo, and we've been together for 10 years. He's a very good boy and we do pretty much everything together. He loves playing with his balls, playing fetch, he really loves sneezing in people's faces. And once he's been outside rolling around in the dirt, he needs a bath. Get him all cleaned up. And then it's time for post-bath zoomies, where he runs like a maniac, narrowly avoiding furniture. And a little while ago we built him his own little apartment underneath a coffee table in my bedroom that he calls his home. He just likes to lay on the floor instead of the bed for the most part, but he seems pretty happy in there. However, I felt like his home was missing a little something, and I think I know just the thing. So I drew up a little picture of Frodo because he's a bit self-centered, so I figured he would like a rug of his own likeness, and we're gonna get to work making a Frodo rug for Frodo the dog. So there's the drawing pulled up on the laptop connected to the projector and projected onto our tufting frame with the tufting cloth stretched over it. And we're going to begin tracing the drawing onto the tufting cloth. Just pretty simple, following all the lines with my Sharpie, and in no time we have our design and we can begin tufting. I had no idea where to start with this one, but the easiest way to do it is just jump in somewhere and get started. You see I'm working on his neck fold, tried to give him a nice plump body. I figured he would appreciate if I accentuate his curves. I've mentioned before, but I always like to start with the outline because it just makes sense and it's also my favorite part. It feels like drawing, but with yarn. And if you look closely, you'll notice throughout this video that my clothes change like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. And that's because I got sick partway through this video and was just kind of doing little bits at a time, just a little bit each day. This rug is much smaller than my last one, so in total it took maybe 4 or 5 hours. Like I said, it was spread out over the course of a few days. And already we're done with the outline and we're switching over to the white yarn. Just putting the shine on the top of his eyes, in the center of his pupils. A couple lines on his tennis ball. And of course giving him some much needed dental work, putting in those pearly whites and giving him his trademark fangled teeth. And we can't forget a little white spot on his chest. And just a couple strips of white by his bum. For all intents and purposes, that little thing is his belly button. I was just going kind of small sections at a time, just knocking out little wins. So the white is done, just needed a little bit of yellow for his collar. And then I switched over to the biggest section, which is the light brown overall base coat. That is his primary color. And this part went pretty quick overall. It's just avoiding the areas that I marked out that are going to be left for his darker spots to get his nice brindle appearance, and filling in everything else. Just a few more lines near his back and his butt area. And of course, his pointy little tail. And now the light brown is done. And I pulled out some lavender just to do one little line across his belly for, I don't know what you call that, his belly fold, his crease, and some nice pink for his pink belly. That may be the only regret I have from this whole build, is that pink color for the belly. I feel like maybe it was a little too much, a little too vibrant. Should have toned it down a little bit. But let me know what you think at the end. And of course that same pink color for his very pink tongue. And that pink definitely is spot on. And a little bit of blue for his collar. And a nice gunmetal gray for his nose. I didn't want to fill it in with just straight black because I still wanted to be able to see the outline of the nose and the nostrils and all that stuff. So just a couple shades up from black, and we have the gunmetal gray. And of course, Frodo is, like I said, he's been with me for 10 years. He's becoming a senior citizen, and what is a senior citizen without a little gray? And now we're just throwing in his dark spots to give him his nice brindle appearance. Going through just bit by bit, filling in all the little spots. And that is pretty much his fur coat, all put together. All he needs now is his dark ears. It's just one shade darker of brown, and I'm just going row by row till it's all the way filled in. And that is my boy Frodo all tufted up. Now the only thing left to do is fill in the tennis ball with a nice tennis ball green. And just like that, that's all the tufting. Now I've got my Roberts 3095 carpet adhesive, and usually I use a spatula to put it on, but today I just stuck my hand in the bucket and put it on the old-fashioned way. It's easier to be a little more articulate with your fingers, and it washes off easily enough. And a day later, it's dry enough where I can take it off the rack and lay it on down. Doing a quick trim around to get rid of all that excess cloth that we don't need. Pull it away. And I cut it into nice little bite-sized pieces, following all the curves that we can now fold over and hot glue. Pulling out the hot glue gun, the glue, and let's get to it. The hot gluing probably took only a total of about 20 minutes. It's just a little tedious, but not too bad. And with that done, we could plop it down onto our anti-slip backing material, and I went with a different method this time. I plopped it down, traced around it with a nice fat Sharpie, and then I cut inside the lines so it would be just a bit smaller and give me a nice border on the outside. And now all we got to do to make it stick is coat both sides with spray adhesive and press it down like you really mean it. And now the only thing left to do is give it a shave. Now I don't show a whole lot of the shaving, just a few passes, because it's a little difficult to film, but I spent a lot of time shaving, going in between every single line, really crisping it up and shaping. And there's our finished product. That is my dog as a rug, and there he is admiring it, or feeling indifferent towards it. He doesn't really care either way, if I'm being honest. But it was a fun project, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. It's pretty simple overall. I think it was maybe 7 or 8 different colors. Smaller design, so I was able to get it done quickly. And now it's in Frodo's home, where he can enjoy it or ignore it, whatever his thing is. So that's how you make a rug of your dog. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching. And if you're new here, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. Both of those things help me out a lot. And until then, I will see you next time with another crazy rug build.